The man who goes to the gym, regardless of how he feels, will always beat the man who goes when he feels like it. You heard that quote somewhere. Or if you haven't, where the hell have you been? No, I'm just joking. You were probably in the gym actually putting in the work instead of watching TikToks about it. But if you haven't heard the quote, you can quickly understand what it means, right? It's all about discipline. I'm going to touch on something that you as a young man need to build in this day and age, especially in this day and age. It has become increasingly difficult to build any level of discipline, any level of focus. Your attention span is fried from watching short form videos. Even now, just watching a YouTube video. When's the last time you opened a YouTube video and you just watched it in its entirety without scrolling down to the comments, without looking to see what's the next video you're gonna watch, that sort of thing, right? Like, just take some time to think about it. You probably haven't done that because our attention spans are so fried that we're always looking for the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. And we all know about like TikTok and Instagram, YouTube Shorts and everything and how they fry your brain. But in this day and age, it is very important as a young man that you build discipline. It's always been important to have discipline as a young man, but especially in this day and age because everything is fighting for your attention. Everything is setting out to make you weak. So you need to build discipline. And like discipline, I don't need to sell you on this. Discipline will completely transform your life. Any man who has the quote that I've just said now, right? The man who goes to the gym, all the time, like regardless of how he feels, will always beat out the man who goes whenever he feels like it, right? Because the way discipline works is that if you're disciplined and you say, I'm going to achieve this goal within the next year, and these are the steps I'm going to take to do that, you're going to achieve it, right? As long as you've got the plan correct and you know and you've set out the plan for what you're going to do, you're going to achieve it because you've got the discipline to do it, right? Whereas someone who goes, regardless of how he feels, it's more of a, I hope I'm going to achieve it. I hope I'm going to do everything that I want to do. Whereas a disciplined man knows exactly what's going to happen. And that flows throughout everywhere in your life, whatever you want to achieve, your physique, money, whatever it is you want to achieve. If you've got discipline, you'll figure it out. Because guess what? We live in the age of information, right? We've got all the information you need. Literally anything you want to find out about, you can find it. You can find it on YouTube, you can find it on Google, you can find it anywhere you want. So all that's stopping you is discipline. Right, you've seen it everywhere. I know you get like the clickbaity titles and stuff, but like you see it. But for the most part, it is true. Like if you were to put your head down for a couple of months, you could learn how to make $10,000 a month within a couple of months. Like if you literally just took the time to sit down and figure it out, you would be able to do it because you got all the information in the world. You're not like our parents like couple decades ago where you were lucky to have a phone, and even if you did, you could just call people or like play like a stupid little snake game on it or something. You didn't have like the information you have in our hands right now. So discipline, trust me, if you put all your focus on just building discipline, you'll be unstoppable, right? So the question goes, how are you going to build discipline? Anyone you ask, if you ask Jocko Willink, anyone you ask about how to build discipline, they'll just be like, just do it, right? And that's not very helpful because you obviously that you just need to do it, but you just can't get yourself to do it. And then if you ask like Hamza, Hamza has got like the proper ways. Like it's like you progressively overload, and you need to you start and then you just progressively overload. But the question comes to how are you gonna start? Like how are you gonna get yourself on that path? And I think I've figured out how you can do that. And the way it is if you're someone who's been on like self-improvement for a long period of time, no matter how like undisciplined you've been, if you've shown an interest in it for like at least a year, you've obviously tried to get on the wagon, you've fallen off, try to get back on, you've fallen off, and whatever, like you've got like the motivation, you want to do it, right? You're not consistent, but you find a way to get yourself started again. Now the trick is, and this is what I've been saying, I think I said it in a video last week, that all self-improvement is finding what works for you and running with it, right? Going to another like Andrew Tate quote where he said, a rocket when it's flying like to the moon or to space, it doesn't stop, right? It doesn't flipping stop in the middle of the journey there, because if it does, it's just gonna drop. Like it keeps building that momentum, like you can't stop. And I said it 2 weeks ago, I think. You can't stop as a man. You cannot stop. You can't get complacent. You need to keep going, keep building on that momentum, right? So going back to how you're going to build discipline from that. Those moments you have, right, where you get that motivation, right? However long it might last a day, a couple of days or whatever. You just need to, when you catch yourself in that moment, you just need to run with it. I'm talking run with it, right? Like just you get one opportunity and you run. Like think about it in sports when someone gets like they score like a debut goal, like you get those people who are kind of like one season wonders or whatever. They get like one good game, but then they build on that momentum. Like they get like all the positive vibes, they get a start the next game, and then they just keep going. Like that's all it is with like discipline, right? What you need to tell yourself is that you're never going to get this opportunity again, right? When you're in that space where you're working, especially you, like if you're someone who struggles to stay disciplined, you know yourself. You know that like it's really difficult for you to get started, and once you get started, you fall off very quickly. You need to like keep it at the forefront of your mind, like this is my one and only opportunity. I need to run with it. Like just imagine someone who's like on an island or you're like in the wild, and you've been struggling to build a fire. You've been struggling to get a spark all day long, right? Now you've got that spark. Like it's been hours and you've got that spark. What do you do when that spark comes? You do everything you can to make sure that your fire builds there, because you know that if that spark dies out, it's gonna be a long time before you can get it done again. You don't even know if you're gonna be able to get another spark, right? And that's how you should treat your discipline. Like you get that little spark of motivation, and you run with it, right? You know what you need to do. You know what you need to do to get your discipline going. Just keep it at the forefront of your mind that you need that momentum, right? Like for me, or even just like if you're like trying to get disciplined, like just cut out everything. I know you've heard about monk mode and everything. Once you like get motivation to start, even if it's just one day, run with it. Do not let anything come. Do not even let like anything like convince you. Like, oh, I've had a good day. Maybe I can sit down and have that chocolate, or I can sit down and watch like a series. Tell yourself like, I need to run with this, because you're not going to get that opportunity again. That's how discipline works. Like, and again, the longer you do it, the easier it gets. You know all about this. The hard part is just getting like consistent enough to build that momentum. So when you get that spark of motivation, you need to run with it. It is crucial. Discipline is the most crucial. That alongside with for me, I heard Iman Gaji say that the most important thing in this day and age is your ability to focus. Like millionaires, that's how they become millionaires. They have an ability to sit down and focus, and that falls underneath discipline. You need to be able to discipline yourself to focus, right? So discipline is the most important skill you can build in this day. So if you're going to take away two things from this, is you need to have these two strong points that you need to always stick with. Discipline is the most important skill you can build in this day and age. And in order to build that discipline, when you get motivation, you need to run with it and don't let anything stop you. It is crucial. It is crucial for your success. I'm telling you now. Okay. And yeah, that's the video, guys. So make sure you guys subscribe so you can see when I post. I post every week. And yeah, until next time, check you guys.